Not all catastrophes are as massive as Hurricane Katrina, but each requires the mobilization of skilled human resources and specialized equipment to restore the damage caused each year by natural and man-made disasters. The road to recovery can be as simple as a call to Grubbs Emergency Services. Created in 1997, the Brooksville, Florida-based company has developed an outstanding reputation and is recognized as an industry leader in the field of disaster recovery. The company has responded to over 150 major disasters throughout the southeastern United States, and in the process has become well known for offering its clients the finest restoration services available, including a proprietary online debris management database system that gives clients an accurate and highly detailed day-by-day status report on restoration efforts. The Grubbs system not only gives our clients same-day reporting of all work-related activities, it has made the complex, time-consuming process of getting financial reimbursement from FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, relatively fast and surprisingly easy. Our clients offer the strongest testimonials about the quality of our service. Ken Keogh, Public Works Director of the town of Lady Lake, Florida, is very pleased by the way Grubbs responded to a tornado that struck his community on February 1st, 2007.
They were here before I called them, which is fantastic.
As pleased as Keogh is by the fast response, he is perhaps more pleased by the way Grubbs Emergency Services managed the mountain of data related to the removal of debris.
The more information you have, the more documentation you have, the easier it is to deal with FEMA. And believe me, we got a lot of documentation from all of our vendors. But again, Grubbs was better because their stuff's online. It was just a click away. I didn't have to wait a few hours to get whatever I needed.
Sam May, Superintendent of Public Works for the city of Margate, Florida, is another customer who offers high praise for the Grubbs online debris management system.
Using the web-based database that they had was an invaluable service that Grubbs offered. That's what put them what we felt was heads and shoulders above every other contractor we had seen at that time, because it was the database. And once we started utilizing it, it was phenomenal what we were able to do. We could go back and look at any ticket from any day, from any truck, and cross-reference things. If there was any discrepancies, we could just go back and look at it, and it would take us literally minutes to find something instead of days to find a ticket, if we could even find it at all through the paper-based system.
Dr. Larry Thacker, Director of Emergency Services for Marion County, Florida, is equally impressed by the Grubbs web-based system.
It kind of gave me a picture every day of what was going on, how we executed the day prior, and by including the state and the federal agencies in our daily staff meetings, we went over a lot of this data. So if there were any challenges, it was done at that time as opposed to 5 or 6 months down the road. So we've had very, very little challenges from FEMA or the state, because we took care of those issues at hand. And I think that was largely responsible for the data that we had available to us from Grubbs.
Sam May says Margate learned a very valuable lesson in dealing with FEMA. That is, you can never have enough documentation to support your claim for reimbursement of expenses.
Some of the things that we've learned, of course, and you can't stress it enough, is documentation, documentation, documentation. You have to document every single thing that you do to get reimbursement through through FEMA or through the NRCS, which is the a division of the USDA, which is basically handled our canals. FEMA handled our debris that was not canal related. And the documentation was key to everything. The more documentation you can do, the easier your reimbursement is going to be.
Reimbursement comes at the end of the restoration process. Debris removal begins immediately. It is mission critical. Utility and service vehicles, and more importantly, ambulances and fire trucks, cannot get to those in need until the roads have been cleared. Shannon White, Director of Public Works for the city of Altamont Springs, Florida, says Hurricane Charley made that painfully clear.
After Charley, it was utter chaos. I remember leaving the EOC, and I didn't make it a half a mile to one of our major roads, and it was a disaster. It was trees everywhere. It literally looked like a war zone. We spent most of the night just getting one road cleared. just to get through there for emergency vehicles. It was a bad event.
Response time can be greatly reduced when the client has a pre-positioned contract with Grubbs Emergency Services, but that is not always the case. The city of Margate did not have a pre-positioned contract before Hurricane Wilma, but Sam May says the response was still great.
Their response time was great. They came in and really started knocking it out, and really enough can't be said with what they were able to come in with.
Ray Brenner, Director of Public Works for the City of Margate, shares May's admiration for the job Grubbs did.
The most important thing about Grubbs is their responsiveness. They were there for us every step of the way. They had on-site inspection, on-site project management. Any questions or problems or issues that we had to deal with our public, they were there to respond. And there's not enough nice things I can say about Grubbs. They were there for us every step of the way.
Coral Gables, Florida, also found Grubbs to be an outstanding performer. Public Service Director Dan Keyes gives Grubbs top ratings.
The response was excellent, and the entire process really was very good. Grubbs was very responsive to any concerns that residents had with the debris removal operation. We had very, very tightly constrained debris storage sites, temporary debris storage sites, and those were managed very professionally, and we got through several difficult circumstances there as smoothly as could be expected.
After public safety, customer service is the company's #1 concern. The performance of a contractor directly reflects on the client who retains them. Grubbs clients consistently get high marks from their citizens because Grubbs consistently goes the extra mile. This is what Ken Keogh from Lady Lake had to say.
They helped homeowners. You know, when a 100-year-old oak tree falls down and the roots are sticking up out of the ground, you know, it's not easy to get that stump out of the ground. And that burden for a homeowner who's just been devastated, and the financial responsibility is just overwhelming. So, you know, Grubbs had the equipment on site and helped us get those type of things cleaned up in a very timely fashion.
Dan Keyes says the citizens of Coral Gables had a similar experience.
All around, you know, Grubbs was able to respond to stumps, to the debris in general, to the small debris storage sites, and to the tree trimming necessities that we asked them to take care of for us. And they did a great job.
Emergency recovery is much more than picking up sticks after a storm. It requires a thorough understanding of FEMA rules and regulations, as well as all applicable state and federal laws. It requires knowing the key players and how to reach them. It requires training and expertise in areas such as toxic and hazardous waste disposal and public health and safety. It requires well-trained, well-supervised, well-equipped employees, and it involves meticulous record-keeping in order to maximize reimbursement. Why choose Grubbs? Here's what Ken Keogh says.
Well, they were fantastic. They were probably the best group to work with. They kept me up to speed. They did everything I needed them to do. And the biggest asset, I think, is Grubbs is their website. All the information, all the invoices, all the delivery tickets, anything I needed was just a couple clicks away. That was very, very easy, especially at the end when I was dealing with FEMA.
Shannon White from Altamont Springs adds this.
It was great. It was next day. We had the trucks rolling in the yard. It was unbelievable. We were doing the measurements for FEMA. They were here. It was a Class A operation. They were rocking and rolling right after the storm event and getting it off the ground. They were in and out. All the equipment was here. The trucks were here. It was really quick response time.
Pre-positioned contracts are the best way to go. It's like having a disaster insurance policy. Larry Thacker says the best time to start planning is right now.
Because what you don't want to do is wait till the storm is here and then decide that, okay, where do we go from here?
Call Grubbs Emergency Services or visit the company's website at www.grubbs.com. That's GRUBBSES.com to learn more about how Grubbs can help you put your community back on the road to recovery.
It is a lot more than just picking up sticks. You know, anybody can pick up the sticks, but helping the clients get their money back and be successful at that. And when you say that you can do that and actually perform, and that's the key to it. Not everybody can do that. Grubbs can.
Grubbs Emergency Services. We have the people, we have the equipment, we have the know-how, And we have the experience to quickly and safely clean up after any disaster and to maximize our clients' reimbursement through our online data management system. Call Grubbs Emergency Services today to learn how we can help you get your community back on the road to recovery.
Because what you don't want to do is wait till the storm is here and then decide that, okay, where do we go from here?